Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Disco Kitty, the crappy artist. Yes, today we're going to be doing more paper water marbling, except this time we're actually going to use a kit that has real paints and it has real, I think it's carrageenan, I don't know how to pronounce it. And I also bought separately some alum because it did not come with any alum, and at least 2 different AIs and half of the internet says that you have to have alum on your paper or the paint won't stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the kit. I got the kit on Amazon. I will, of course, you know, as is usual, leave the link in the description below. And yeah, so I'm going to try to do, I don't know how many pages I'm going to try to do today, but I'm going to try to do at least 6, 8, I think at least 8, because it comes with its own paper, and I'm going to use my own paper as well, but just printer paper. I don't want to, I'm not ready to see what happens with like watercolor paper and stuff like that. The problem is, though, is I didn't look at the kit before I got it, and this comes with A4 paper, which is slightly longer but also slightly narrower, so I don't know how well my 8.5 by 11 paper is going to fit in the tray. I may have to trim off just a little slice on the edge, but we'll see when we get to it. Let's just get right into it. Alright, getting into it. First thing we are going to do is open up the box, which I have already opened because I've already done my carrageenan water, if it really is carrageenan, and I've already done my alum water, which the alum didn't come with it, so that's okay. So lots of paint. Now, the reviewers all seem to have like 5 of those packets, but I only had 2 of those packets, so I don't know what's going on with that, but whatever. Maybe it was a different kit in the same listing. I don't know. The big hair comb in order to make things. I don't know why there's a toothbrush. There's 2 little plastic skewers, tweezers that don't work for anything except dry paper. It absolutely, I tried picking up the wet paper, and even the wet paper was too heavy for it, but hey, you know, that's okay. And then we have our A4 paper, and we're going to mark the back of 2 of them because we're going to do 8 of these. We're going to do 4 with the alum, which is what this is. This is my alum mixture, and one of the things I should have done, which I'll talk about later, is used a sponge, held it up to the light to see how well I did it, and then dried it. But yeah, you know, it's okay. It almost works the way it's supposed to, but yeah, we'll see. So this is the thickened water in the pan, and the next time that I do this, I am absolutely going to make more than just 250 milliliters, because the amount that I scrape out of this while trying to get rid of like the previous layer of paint, because you know, it doesn't always all stick to the paper. There will be some around the edges that don't stick to the paper, which is why it's a really good idea to use a tray that is the exact same size as the paper, because then you don't have a lot of leftovers. This paper is, and that purple, can I tell you that that purple was really dark and not what I was expecting. I thought it was supposed to be blue. Anyways, this paper is an A4 paper, so this tray is an A4 tray. So when I use my own 8.5 by 11 paper in here, it's not quite gonna fit, and there's gonna be a lot of paint left over. It's gonna swirl around. It's gonna make things difficult to clean up. And here, I'm only gonna show it once, but you can see me kind of chasing the paint around. Yeah, but yeah, I really need to actually sit down and learn how to do this, because it's one of those absolutely easy to learn but hard to master kind of things. Yeah. I mean, with this one, at least I started to put lots and lots of drops in, and I think that's going to be the thing that you have to worry about or work on in the future, is lots and lots of drops in the future. Not just a few, but tons and tons and tons. And I really need to wait for the last set of drops to finish contracting, because they will a little bit. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to expand, and then when they've reached the point of their expansion, they're going to contract a little bit again, because all the other paint is going to, put pressure on them, as it were. Oh, that one was going to be my favorite, but there's no alum in these first 4 sheets. The alum is on the second 4 sheets, which, oh well. Live and learn, and I don't think we actually did a good job putting the alum on the sheets anyway, because the whole point of the alum on the sheets is to make the paint adhere to the alum while the alum adheres to the paper. So I don't think I put either that, or it just wasn't quite enough alum in the water. I don't know. One of the things that I might do next time, I still have my little jar of alum. It's theoretically good for 2 to 3 months, as long as it's in a dark place, and it's kind of in a dark place. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I might put a little bit more alum into the mixture, just a little tiny bit. I am definitely going to get myself a sponge in order to actually sponge it on properly, and we'll see if any of that helps. I don't know. Like I said, or like I will say, we're probably not going to do this again for a little while, unless you really want me to, because, I will. But yeah, I will see what happens. I found this to actually be very relaxing, because it really took me like 2 or 3 hours to do all this. Oh, this one is the bad paint. Yeah, I was hoping that just plain acrylic paints from Model Paints would work, but yeah, you can see how that didn't. And I used a heat gun in order to get rid of the bubbles. That's what you've been seeing. I forgot to mention that. And after I used the bad paint, the good paint stopped working. So, oh well. We'll see what happens, right? I think these came out pretty good. What do you think? What would you have done differently? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation about all these cool looking papers. Yeah. Well, I think those actually worked pretty well, especially for a first time, and I don't even know how many years it's been since I've done actual water-thickened water marbling with paper. I imagine I did it once while I was in college, because I had a book binding class, and one of the things that we did for one of the classes was marble papers, but I don't remember. It's been a long time. Like, it's been at least 20 years. I just don't remember. Anyways, here they are, in order. So, keep in mind that the first 4 of these are the ones that are straight kit, none of the alum added to the paper. Although, it really didn't seem to make much of a difference, because I didn't seem to put the alum on right anyways. But, number 2. See, now according to the kit, and these are really floppy. I was a little surprised. I was expecting them to be a lot more stiff, and I think that's because, according to the kit, I wasn't supposed to rinse them. It never even mentioned rinsing. So I imagine that what the kit expected people to do was just let the solution dry on top, because it was drying. It was mostly dry. The pages were all like 99% dry by the time, you know, I got around to rinsing them, because the first time I asked the internet said, yes, let them dry, and then rinse them off. And then this happened, and we were expecting this because it doesn't have the alum on the paper, so we expected the paint to lift, but still unhappy, you know? But, yeah, I lost my train of thought. So, yeah, no alum, the paint lifted. Number 3. Oh yeah, so what I was saying. So the second time I asked the internet said you absolutely should rinse it as soon as it comes out of the bath. And I was just like, really? Internet, you just told me to rinse it. And the internet was like, well, it's a pretty even split among water marblers, professionals, whether you want to rinse it straight out of the bath or if you want to let it sit, let the paints adhere to the alum and allow the alum to keep adhering to the paper so that the things, and other people say to rinse the goo straight off, and I just don't know. We'll probably figure it out in time, because this is definitely something that I'm going to keep doing, because I have always enjoyed making water marbled things, and look at how cool this one is. This one is also technically one that doesn't have any of the alum on the paper, but I think it came out pretty well for the most part. I mean, there are some streaks and stuff where it didn't really stick, and there's a spot over here of a little bit of red, and over here from the previous bath where I didn't get all of the colors up. But I think I like this one the best, probably because it's the least obviously faded from its paint coming up. Not that it mattered, because here is number 5, and it almost looks more faded than the others. Now, part of the problem, I looked it up in earnest afterwards, and I dug around, and one of the problems is, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me because I don't know, but it feels like printer paper, just like the printer paper that I used from my own stash. It's just cheap Staples printer paper, I think. I don't even know. Might be even Amazon's, you know, like their cheap line. I don't know. But yeah, look at that. Now, the internet claims that this was a case of me not putting the alum down with a sponge. I used a paper towel, and it didn't quite work as well. I didn't put down as even a coat as I could have, and that'll become apparent in the subsequent ones, because I did it with all of them. It wasn't a nice, solid, even coat. And one of the things that people on the internet said to do when you're coating it, hold it up to the light to make sure that it is evenly transparent. And I was like, now why didn't I think of that myself? But I'm saying it for you all so that you think of it. And I'm sure I said it during the voiceover too. But yes, we will go through the last 3, well, not really quickly, but we'll see. So, and this one had a big old bubble, so that didn't work out either, but that's okay. Alright, so with this one we kind of haired off in a different direction, because I have a whole slew of model paint for painting plastic models. Because a very long time ago, I thought I was gonna paint hundreds, literally, of little D&D models that I got from a Kickstarter. And then I did 2 more Kickstarters. They gave me hundreds, literally, more little tiny D&D models that I never actually, none of them, I didn't paint any of them. But I have used that paint for a number of other things, including this, which absolutely didn't work. If you could see the gold, there are gold specks, and I was hoping that the gold would spread and do kind of like an edging around the blue to make it kind of look like it was, you know, stone or something, but that didn't work. the paint was clearly not the right consistency. Consistency is a good word. It was absolutely not the right consistency, and what it did is it ruined my bath. So the very last one, yeah, that didn't, I mean, it looks cool, but it just kind of looks like it ran down the page, which isn't bad, you know? It looks like, you know, colored rainwater or something, I don't know. But that's not the way it was supposed to look. It was supposed to bloom, and I was going in a similar direction as the first one, where I was putting down a line of red, a line of orange, a line of yellow, instead of putting the red and the orange and the yellow inside each other's drops. But yeah, so that was my first real attempt with water marbling on paper that I haven't done in a really long time. I have done a lot of water marbling with nail polish on fake nails because I used to do that. I used to make a lot of nail art videos a long time ago, so there's a lot of water marbling there, but it's just not quite the same. Anyways, we're definitely going to do this again, and I'm going to get a proper sponge to do this again. So the next time we do this, we're not going to bother not putting the alum on it. We might put a little bit more alum in the mixture, not a lot though, because I put in what was supposed to be in there, which is a teaspoon for 250 milliliters. But we'll see what happens. But it's going to be a while. I'm not going to subject you to this next week, I promise. 2 weeks in a row is probably enough. But with all that being said and done, thank you so much for visiting, and I will see you next week. Stay safe.